Hey y'all, and welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach.
And I'm Jen.
And we are in the store quickly before we get into the girth of this video because we have some updates we need to share with you all.
So we have been listening to suggestions. A lot of suggestions have come in about teas and about tinctures and just overall stuff to put in the store. So we have been listening. It's just taken us a while because it's just me and Zach, and it takes us a while to work behind the scenes. But we have a lot of new teas that I want to share with you all because they're so good. I know I say they're all my favorite, but they really are, and especially these new ones, and they're really good for you. So all of our teas have always been good for you, but these are like top medicinal, and that's adding to new tinctures that we have. So we want to show you all that and encourage you to try them out as well. So our first new one is ginseng and burdock tincture, and it's a herbal tea. It's so good, like the name, it does have ginseng and burdock, and you all know how much we love burdock, how much we talk about it, how many people that buy it in our store, their testimonies on it, how good it is for their life, and ginseng as well. As a kid, we used to hunt for ginseng, and we just absolutely love it. And it's all organic, it has no caffeine, and it's like a super tea. It's very, very good for you. The next one is not new, but it's our chocolate chai tea. That's one of everybody's favorites. It's one of my favorites. It just tastes so amazing. It is good for you too. It's got low caffeine, and as we're headed into these colder months, this is like a must-have in the mornings.
I would say it's one of like the top 5 that we sell.
Another new one is our dandelion root tea. Now this is roasted. This is one that I used to buy over the counter. I'm sure you've seen it. It's very popular at Walmart because it's so good for you. It detoxifies your liver and your gallbladder and your colon. But this is all organic, so this is way better than those little tea bags that you can get at the store. It's good for you and it tastes really good. The next one is our hibiscus flower tea. So like with this one and the dandelion, you all know that we sell these in tincture form, but it's also in tea form, and it's all organic and it's really good for you. So hibiscus is really good for it's full of antioxidants, and it's really good for your liver and detoxifying a lot of things and lowering your blood pressure and cholesterol. And it tastes really, really good. It's got a lot of beautiful natural and organic flavors and colors in it, and I promise you'll love it.
Yeah, it's really pretty. It'll be like nice and pink tea.
The next new one that people are really loving and I love is our mocha mushroom herbal tea.
It's actually our first thing that we have that has mushrooms in them.
Yes, and it also has astragalus in it. So the two mushrooms, it's hard to pronounce, but reishi and maitake. I don't know. I'm not very good with mushrooms. I haven't really dove into that yet. But I do know that this tea is really, really good for immune boosting, along with the astragalus root that's in it. You all know that we sell a tincture for that, for immune system. And both of those things together are really going to help support your immune system. Another new one that we have is our coconut oolong tea. So a lot of people love oolong tea. That's also one that you can buy at the store very easily. However, this is much better quality for you. It's much better source. So it's ethically raised, and it's flavored with coconut, which I thought would be really cool to mix the two. So I really hope you love it, but it's really, really good. It's got a lot of amino acids in it that help improve memory and mind function, better sleep quality, and to reduce stress and anxiety. So it's a really, really good one. And then these last 5 are ones that we already had but we're out of and we restocked on. So that's our Blueberry Meadows green tea. That's a favorite of some people. Our Campfire spice tea, which again, getting into the colder months, you need to have this. You need to drink it every morning. It's so good. It tastes so wonderful, and it's so good for you.
And by a campfire.
Yes, and by a campfire. Our Elderberry Shield herbal tea is one of the favorites. It's got elderberries, so it's wonderful for immune system and fighting off colds and flus, and it tastes really good. Immune Support herbal tea, another one that's going to help you through these cold fall and winter months when everybody's getting sick, bringing home germs from school and work. And if you drink this every day, it's just going to help keep all of that in your system and help keep you from getting sick. And then our Where's the Beach green tea. We absolutely love this one. It's so good, tastes so wonderful, and so good for you.
So now that you know what we have in stock, I wanted to explain one thing because it can be a little bit confusing when you get it in the mail. As you can tell, these two look totally different in size, right? But they are both exactly 1 ounce. The difference is this one has a lot of chamomile and light loose leaf that's in there, so there's a lot more in 1 ounce. This one, however, the elderberry, it's going to go from that elderberry that we have and then some other roots that are in there that weigh a lot more. So that's why the 1 ounce is a little bit less when it looks like it in the bag. But when it comes to weight, they are exactly the same. And I just wanted to make sure that you understood that. You're also not going to need to use as much out of this bag as you are this bag when you make your tea. The steeping instructions are on the bottom of the label, so you have that, so you don't have to use the same amount you use here as you do here, so they both last the equal time.
Yes, and it tells you all the ingredients as well, and if it has caffeine or doesn't have caffeine, and it's just all the information's right there and how to steep it, so you don't have to worry about that. But those are the new teas. These are the old tried and true favorite teas, and we hope that you love them and try them. We also restocked some of everyone's favorite tinctures. I know we didn't restock all of them, but those are on the way, I promise. The first is the allergy and sinus. So many people have asked us to bring that one back, so we did. Obviously, allergy and sinus is pretty self-explanatory, but it's a super tincture because we combine two different herbs. We combined mullein leaf and marshmallow root. So those two things together are really going to help you out during this season. Our burdock root is our just #1 super tincture that everyone loves and we love. It detoxifies the blood. It does so many wonderful things that I necessarily can't say on here because it's a social platform, but if you look it up, you'll understand why it's so wonderful. Elderberry, that's going to get you through this cold and flu season that we are having right now. That's awful and everyone's feeling cruddy, but elderberry is wonderful. We take it every single day and our kids do too. And then chamomile is going to help you sleep at night. It's going to help reduce your stress. It's going to give you less anxiety and just be better all around. And here's our new tincture. So this has come as requested as well. A lot of people have asked us if we sell feverfew as an herb, if we sell it as a tincture. So let me tell you what it does. Feverfew has been used for ages and ages for migraines and for reducing fevers. And so we bottle that into a tincture, and this is the most potent form that you can get, feverfew, and it's amazing. Our son takes it every day because he's prone to headaches. We take it. Everyone that has bought it has loved it, and we hope that you do too. So all of these are, you know, not unlimited quantities. They're all unfortunately low because it is just Sac&I. So if you're interested in them, just go get them and then be patient with us as we restock from there.
And I know we've had to mention that a few times, and we're sorry. We really are working on trying to up the quantities that we have so it isn't such a limited amount and they're just staying on the shelves, because we know a lot of you all have gotten to where this is your daily routine. You rely on it, and we understand that. So I just wanted you to know that we do take it serious, and we are trying to figure out ways to where we can up our quantities without reducing quality, because it's just her and I. So we're working on it. Stay tuned to us, but until then, just keep getting them while they're available. All right, let's talk about downsizing and everything that we've been doing over the past, like month and a half?
Yeah.
Basically, since we told you all we were, it's been several people, several animals and all that stuff. And so now it's time to basically reintroduce you to the petting zoo and who's here and why they're still here, why they made the cut. So first off, the cows are in with the goats and everybody's getting along and doing everything just fine. And one good thing about it is it's forcing Shelby to get a little bit closer to us, because now we're in here all the time and we're very close to each other. So that relationship is building, which is something that we really wanted to happen.
And after all is said and done, we have 10 goats left. So we went from 30 something down to 10, and it feels amazing. Lola here may be going to our friends Leslie and Kurt. Y'all know we've had Lola forever. The only way I would let her go is if she went to them. Because that way she would basically still be a part of our family. We could see her whenever we want to. But the reason for that is she is a dwarf, and she's the only dwarf we have left, and we don't want her to get pregnant by any of our little bucks. So we kept Lucy, Lola for now. Ethel is down there, and that could possibly be her little girl beside her. We're not sure.
That's when you know you had too many.
That's when you know you had too many, and that's why we downsized, because she just kind of got noticed one day. But she is a great little doeling. She's so healthy, so strong, very fit, and looks great. So she's gonna stay because she's so beautiful. And then we have Buster still. He'll never leave us.
He's our
Butters,
weather.
yes, Buster is our weather. Butters will never leave us. She's doing wonderful. I know everyone loves her. I've already showed you those two. And then everybody else is off somewhere, or that might have been all of them, but it feels so weird because it's only that many, but it's just wonderful. Everyone's getting along. Everyone has a chance to eat. Nobody's fighting. Even Buster is behaving himself, and it's just been so much more calm up in here.
All right, and quickly, because I want to show you all something that's very important that's happening right now. So Daisy just took a poo-poo, as you can see right here, and those chickens immediately got in there. Y'all, this is the importance of at least running chickens with your cattle. They're immediately eating out any kind of fly larvae. They're eating out anything that's in there, scraping it around. They're basically spreading the fertilizer around instead of leaving it as a pile there, because that pile, if it just sits, would actually kill that spot underneath. So I know it might seem gross, but the chickens have such a huge purpose when you have cattle, and that's it right there. We also still have our pigs. Here's our 2 females that we have that are coonies, taking a little rest. And Bessie, I don't know where he is. We do still have him. He's still on the docket. Oh, there he is. You can't tell, but he's over there in the pasture, the other pasture. He's still on the docket for this fall to go into our freezer. So I have our turkeys, which we have 1 female and 2 toms here. And then of course, chickens everywhere and guineas everywhere.
And we also still have our 2 Great Pyrenees, Dolly and Benny, who are eventually going to breed and make puppies. But this downsizing has helped them as well, because they don't have as much to protect between the 2 of them. It's down back to basically the original crew that Dolly knew and loved and, you know, was with for so long. So she's able to focus more of her time too on training Benny and showing him how to protect all these animals. And Benny's doing great with them. There's been a couple chicken mishaps, but you have to expect that when you've got a new Great Pyrenees puppy. I mean, it's not fun. Nobody wants chickens to die, but they're kind of just par for the course when you're training.
You just have to make it a learning experience to make sure that, you know, if it did happen, it doesn't go down in vain. It went down for a reason.
Yeah, and he's doing great.
So, I mean, we have seen so many comments, good, bad, ugly, everything about the whole situation of this about this whole situation of downsizing. And there's so many reasons behind it. We don't really necessarily have to explain them, but for somebody that's going into this, or you're starting to grow your herd, you have to understand what your land is telling you, what your animals are telling you, and especially what you're telling yourself. If you're getting to the point to where you don't even know which one that one came from, it's starting to become a problem, especially if you're going to keep them. Yeah. Because you need to have a personal connection with your animals. So you can understand if they're getting sick. When you have that personal connection and you're with them a lot and you know who they are, you know their personalities, you can tell if something's off. With this smaller amount, that's easy to do. When you have 30 plus goats, 5 cattle, all the other chickens and stuff, that gets really difficult to do. And you have a hard time being able to pay attention to your animals.
It's possible, but then it takes time away from other things that need your attention, like kids.
Yeah, like kids. Yeah, but exactly.
I'm happy with it. I know he's happy with it. I know Benny and Dolly are happy with it. The goats are happy. So at the end
the land's happy.
Yeah, that's what matters. And we just like to explain it, like he said, for those of you who might be going through the same thing. There's no shame in it. It's so much better to recognize it and fix it than keep your head in the sand and laugh about it, you know? So that's why we talk about it. That's why we share. And I think it's more relaxing for the Airbnb guests too, because it's not like so overwhelming.
Right. And you know, it's there's a couple other things too that kind of pop in my head. Like, we didn't go out of anything. Like, we didn't go out of business of cows. We didn't go out of business of goats. We didn't go out of, you see what I'm saying? We just downsized what we had, but we still have everything we had previously. We just don't have as much. So we don't have, how many goats were we end up in? Like 9 goats at the peak. So we don't have 9 goats to milk plus a dairy cow. You know, we have 3 goats to milk and a dairy cow, and that's plenty for us. And that's what we're trying to get to, is doing just this for us and not having so much excess. I did also want to talk about the goats real quick. We had the ones we picked, obviously she mentioned, are the ones that we love, but the ones that are going to be the future herd are the Sonnens. So that's why we're predominantly white goats around here. Yeah, because
we see Sonnen too.
She's mixed. She's got what is it? Something. I think mini Nubian in her, from Billy Ray. So we're primarily Sonnen line because that's our favorite line. They give us the most amount of milk. They are the coolest goats when it comes to personality wise. And that's just the one we preferred. So that's what the main reason we was reducing was to get down to just the Sonnens.
Yeah, and that was like a year-long goal. That was something that we really had to like narrow in down and figure out how we were going to do that. And I'm really glad that we did.
Yeah, I am too.
Speaking of the Airbnb, where is it?
Right there. You're right on it.
We have guests this weekend, but they're not up there right now. I think they went exploring. But we are coming upon fall, and it's the most beautiful time here on the farm. So if you haven't been, or if you have been and you just want to come back, now is the time to book, and we would love to have you.
I know I posted a story because that's where the old cow pasture was over there. I said, what would y'all do with it? Someone said, I'd put cows on it. And I thought that was kind of funny. And as right as you are, we ran that course. And like I said, that land just wasn't enough for the amount of cows that we had. It was burning it up. I mean, it was staying too low and it wasn't staying healthy for what we needed it to be. So that's why we moved them over here. And now that place can rest. And if we do need to move animals over there, it'll be a rested pasture that'll have plenty of food for them to eat. Because we got to think long-term goals here too. If we can't get a hold of feed, or if we can't get a hold of stuff, what's our secondary option? If we had animals eating literally every blade of grass that we had on this property, then that's not sustainable. But having a spot that can grow up and then they can go over there and eat and have plenty of food, that's a little bit more sustainable in our opinion.
I definitely have dreams for over there though.
Yeah, I do too. And it might come to fruition. Right now, it's just kind of resting while we plan.
Before we leave you, I just want to show you the kitchen. We've got homeschool that's going to be starting around here soon, so I was in nesting mode and just getting everything ready and prepared. And a lot of that was this kitchen. It had to be tackled. You all know how small it is, but when it gets cluttered, it just gets even worse. So we've tried to just downsize to the necessities. This is actually my sourdough. I started sourdough and I wish I could tell you how to do it, but I have no idea. I have a friend that's guiding me through that, and then maybe one day I'll be a professional and can share my knowledge. But I'm really enjoying it so far. Leftover onions that we grew, leftover garlic that we grew, the lamp. Does anyone else have a lamp in their kitchen? It just feels like there's supposed to be a lamp. And then that's everything else. We've just downsized and made it more cozy and easier to cook 3 meals a day from scratch while we're homeschooling.
So that's about it today. We really just wanted to show you the products that were back in stock and truly explain this downsizing situation, because there's been so many questions and comments, and I'm just like, we're just moving some animals. Like, I don't understand the big deal, but I guess there is stuff that was able to be learned from, and it's important to share that information.
Yeah, for sure.
We are, like she said, we are going to be starting homeschooling soon. Hopefully, if you've already started or if you're getting ready to, that it's been exciting, everything's going well. Just remember, it is your house. It is your homeschool, no one else's. You focus on whatever's best for you all. For us, it was waiting until after Raylan's birthday, which was
after garden.
Yeah, after garden, which that never is going to end. But it's slowed down. Yeah, it's slowed down. But as you're watching this, tomorrow is Raylan's birthday. She is turning 8. Crazy. We have an 8 and a 10-year-old after Thursday. It is absolutely nuts. So we're going to spoil her, have a lot of fun, have some family down for the weekend, and then after that, it's time for school.
Yep.
What a birthday gift. At least we waited until after, right? I mean, she's got to think something nice there. But then, y'all, we hope that you enjoyed today's video. And if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button for us.
That's right. We love you.
Until the next one.
Bye.
Bye.